right, Nicholas. Hey,
Hi.
congratulations on your new film, Customs Frontline.
Thank you.
So tell us what initially drew you that you want to be a part of this project.
Well, I think the theme is very unique for any movie makers. The ocean is always a big challenge, and then I think the cast is very yeah, it's a very rare cast. Especially we have a Jackie Chan, so we all know him as a singer, but and I think he hasn't made a movie for like 8 years. I've always loved his acting, especially his comedy. So working with Zheng Haoyao, I think it's a big deal. Yeah.
Now, of course, this film is also very unique, is because you're not just in the starring role in this film, you're also
Uh,
the action director. How did that actually came about for you?
I mean, I've always had a lot of input in the action in my previous action films, but I mean, people who knows my stuff, I've always worked with Benny Chan, our late Benny Chan, with the action films. So he used to take care of that department. But after our last movie, The Raging Fire, he passed away. So that was a big shock for me. So and I wanted to continue doing action, so I built my own team and yeah, so this is how I'm going about.
So how was that overall experience? Did you actually enjoy that newfound experience in the film industry?
Yes, I love it. I mean, to me, it's like it's a different form of storytelling. I think it's exactly the same as the dialogue itself. It's just storytell. But then, I mean, this was a kind of a tough one to pull off because given the situation, I'm always underwater or up in the sky fighting. So yeah, that's kind of tough.
Tell us about how you handled the fight choreography for this film. Are you your own biggest critic?
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, and I guess me being a Virgo, there's never a true kind of satisfaction to each take. There's always, room for improvement. But but yeah, that's movie, I guess.
Tell us about the challenges of this film. What scenes are most challenging to you?
Well, it's definitely the ones that we have to deal with the ocean because the weather, the elements is just so unpredictable.
So how do you overcome those elements for you personally, especially these water scenes?
Well, we just try to prep for it as much as we can. So when we get the opportunity, we kind of we can't miss it, and we just try to be more efficient, I guess. And I guess the other thing is what I actually found, I guess, um, very different is when you put yourself kind of in danger at risk. I guess I'm quite used to it, but me being the action director this time when you have to ask someone to walk into danger, that it's really tough.
Now there are a lot of amazing scenes in this film. I don't know how, as an action director and as an actor yourself, I don't know how you actually pull it off. One of the most amazing scenes that I really enjoyed is you doing hand-to-hand combat on a skiff on a boat with the waves going up and down. How do you actually pull that off, especially a balancing act without falling off? Or did you actually fall off and we just don't see it?
We didn't fall off, but that was one of the toughest ones because yeah, we had no ground and it was always on the move. But that's what also made it so unique and so authentic. We wanted to be off balance, but at the same time we had to stay in balance or else we'd go out of frame and in frame. And we were bouncing around, the camera was bouncing around, everything was moving. So that was a really tough one. But I guess that's what made it so unique.
Absolutely. And one of the things that always, action stars like yourself, here in America, we have action stars, but we also know they have, special stuntmen behind those action stars. Now, for yourself, how much of it is your own stunts and how much do you rely on stuntmen to substitute as an alternate for yourself?
No, it's all me. I mean, that's one thing I believe, and I love doing it. I've loved doing it ever since I was 19 when I first started my first action movie. So I think that's part of it's part of me, yeah.
So, so how do you physically prepare yourself from one film to the next film, especially for this one, like for Customs Frontline?
Well, Customs Frontline, we I because I have a scuba diving license, so I'm quite okay in the water, so I wasn't that bad. I guess the rest is because I was wearing this short sleeve uniform the whole time. I couldn't even have any protective padding on. Usually under the clothing you get, you could put pads or whatever blockers to take the hits. But this one I was just, literally just one t-shirt. So that was quite tough. So I trained a lot on my agility, close quarter combat, a lot of Muay Thai, a lot of gym work, but mainly just to stretch more and make sure I don't get injured because I'm taking all the falls myself and yeah.
So it's something you definitely don't recommend because you're a professional in this sense.
Yes, I don't recommend. Yeah.
Now tell us how you pulled off the hanging car scene yourself, because when I was watching that scene, I was scared for you, most definitely.
Cool. Well, we before we shot this scene, we actually spent about a week on flat ground, try to, work out the wire work and how to hang the container because the container itself, when it was empty, it's about 7,000 pounds. If we have, it filled with people and some props, it'd be over a ton. So that was really messy. And then how to release it so it tilts on a certain degree so I roll off. And then when I roll off, I wanted the camera to chase me with a POV kind of a first person view to catch me. And then I had to find the right cameraman to do it. So I had my own stunt team to do it and to make sure that he didn't drop the camera on my face. So I mean, a lot of that is just so sophisticated, and that was also the container also hung onto a car, and then how I would roll up and be able to fall on the windshield. I mean, we just had to practice until we felt safe enough to pull it up to about 6 stories high. And then we shot one of those on a smartphone and then showed our director. So when he was okay with it, then that's how we, would execute it or try to execute it on the day.
Do you ever get anxiety when you get these scenes that you have to pull off your own action and stunts?
Oh, definitely. I mean, all the explosions are real. The closest explosion this time I had was 1 meter behind my butt. But I think that anxiety is actually what makes it so authentic. And that is what is the true difference between, the real stunt and the green screen because of the micro expressions, the blast wave coming in and you can literally feel it, around your head. So that kind of nuance I think is really precious to me, even the anxiety.
Now, as a Chinese action stars, it seems like your longevity lasts for a long time. What I mean, when do you ever think for yourself like, okay, I'm going to retire at this age, or I'm going to shift to just only start to do, green screens and CGI, or is that something that you guys never think about for your careers?
No, I'd love to have the budget for it. We just don't have the budget for it. We're not Iron Man. But I mean, especially with hand-to-hand combat, I think AI still or CGI still has some time to catch up. With the micro expressions, with the reality, with the gravity of just hand-to-hand combat. So until maybe I don't know, maybe 5 6 years down the line, it may be really really good. But for now, I think when the actor can pull it off, it's still much better. And I mean, when you're talking about the longevity of Chinese actors, I actually don't think it's a good thing. I mean, I'd love to see, a bunch of young action stars up and rising, but I guess it's just not as popular as it was before. And now that, CG or AI is so popular that nobody really wants to train to do their own stunts.
Do you think in the near future this so-called action cinema it's starting to be on its last legs, that you might be one of the last, or do you think it will still continue on?
Sadly, I do think it's on its last legs, um, because I guess everything takes its turn, and I guess action movies, especially how how we execute our action movies, is just so tough and so rare. It takes so much training year round that it takes a toll, and I guess I don't know. I guess you would rather be a boy band or an idol star now. That's what's in trend. So, but that's what I'm trying to kind of rejuvenate through these few movies. The Raging Fire, this one, the next few ones, is to let the newer or the younger audience know that we still have a kick-ass way of doing actions.
Absolutely. And I'm just going to make a slight turn because being an action director for this film, and I know that you are going to be directing a new police story too pretty soon. And could you kind of tease us a little bit transitioning into the primary role as a director and also reuniting with Jackie Chan?
Well, we're still in the creation stage. I mean, it's very preliminary for the new police story. So we haven't, solidified anything yet. But yeah, it's kind of scary, really. I mean, I've not want, and I don't really want to be the director, honestly. I mean, I'm fine being the action director, and I mean, I hate communicating, but I guess with this role, you have to do that a lot. So that's kind of awkward for me. But yeah, I we're still trying to settle a lot of things for the new police story.
You know what? I'm actually very excited, even though it's just still in talks. But I
Yeah,
do think after watching Customs Frontline, I'm already impressed with the action, and the action here is so nonstop. So
thank you,
please stay in the industry, Nicholas.
thank you,
Thank you very much for speaking to us and carrying the conversation about Customs Frontline.
thank you. Take care.